Here's a look back at 2022 on Elevating Denver for January 2023. Celebrate the new year with a Mile High City retrospective of the people, places, and events of 2022.
It's pretty cool. Everybody's engaged, everybody's excited, happy.
The editorial staff has picked nothing but the best from last year. Join us for our favorites.
You know, one of the things that's been the hallmark of what we do is just stay on top of the trends.
It's a year in review just ahead on Elevating Denver.
My husband and I actually noticed that Sloan was not the same as our other children, literally at birth. There's something different about Sloan, and what is it? Meltdowns are probably the biggest thing. Like, yes, occasionally 5-year-olds have meltdowns, but when they're all the time, that's not normal. When we got the diagnosis, they tell us, no doubt in our mind, Sloan is autistic.
It's turning blue.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes, turning blue.
It's turning blue. Sloan is such a happy-go-lucky kid. She loves to dance and spin and twirl. She's just got such a adventurous kind of mind, really.
Rah! I'm a mommy T-Rex. Rah!
Sloan loves going trick-or-treating. Last year was the first year she really understood that if she walked up with a bag and she said the words trick-or-treat, that people would put candy in her basket, and it was the cutest thing ever. So she is completely looking forward to going out again this year, saying trick-or-treat. She has a butterfly outfit she's saying she's going to wear, but we have unfortunately not been able to get it on her yet. So if Sloan had a bad experience during Halloween, it'd be pretty sad. For her to not have fun for something that we have so much fun with, that would be really hard to see and deal with, but we're also kind of used to having the expectation of things might go bad. You don't like that you got something?
Halloween is one of those holidays that is very much anticipated by children. Parents are having their children carry blue pumpkins to signify that they are autistic or neurodiverse. What we see in children with autism often are challenges with social communication and sensory processing. And what that may look like is you might see a child covering their ears or their eyes, or, you know, kind of cowering, or maybe even running away. And with that, we want to make sure that the child first and foremost feels safe, and helping them really adapt to their environment, and vice versa, adapting their environment to their needs.
A lot of the triggers for Sloan are sensory, so we don't always know which ones are causing it, but maybe there's a tag on her shirt, maybe it's too cold, noise, being in too loud of a place, not having an outlet to escape. She likes to stem. It's flapping of the hands, it's clicking of the mouth, it's spinning around in circles, so she does a lot of that.
I read about the blue pumpkins, and they definitely struck a chord with me as the parent of a 20-year-old daughter who's on the spectrum, who's experienced many Halloweens, many trick-or-treat outings that haven't always gone flawlessly. It's a very challenging holiday from a social standpoint, like social skills, you know, it's really nuanced, and it's like everyone's house is, the rules are slightly different. You know, we persevered through it, you know, my daughter taking a piece of candy and eating part of it and putting it back in the bowl, or trying to bust past someone to use their bathroom. You know? And so I think the idea of having a tangible symbol that helps people understand that this person, you know, is doing the best they can. They just want to participate in a ritual that that everyone else does.
So when you open your door this Halloween and you might see a child with a blue pumpkin standing there with their parent, that could signify that that child may be autistic or neurodiverse or has a brain difference related or in that category. And I think the first thing that you can do is give that child some grace. You know, maybe they might take a little bit more time to get their words out. Maybe they won't be saying trick or treat. And I think what you can do as a community member in this Halloween season is just be patient. Give them some time. Give them an extra minute to get their words out. And if they don't, you know, their costume is great, comment on that, a smile to the parent, and, you know, maybe trick or treat back to the child as you drop a piece of candy in. It's really about celebrating the season and being kind and being there for our community.
I think that people often don't even realize how important it is until it happens. When you do something hard and it goes well, that lifts you up. So being included successfully, doing things that other people kind of take for granted, it's really, really empowering.
When we have a fun experience and Sloan loves it, I mean, as a family, making those memories is just a highlight for my husband and I, and even the other kids. Like, we love seeing Sloan happy. We love seeing her stem with happiness. We love that she spins around and twirls, and she's just having such a good time. It's definitely brought tears to my eyes before, and my husband's too.
Having a BIPOC-only skate space means everything to some skaters, because some skaters don't even have that opportunity to be around people that look like them, especially here in Colorado. I'm Samantha Mack, aka Jams Bond. I founded the team, and actually it's the only BIPOC-only team in the world. When it comes to derby names, you get a lot of people that play, like, they put puns on their names, and so I'm a jammer, which is a person that scores points. And so most of the time, in the jams, they say Jams jamming, and so that's me. And so I know I'm jamming because I'm a jammer, and my name is Jams. Started playing roller derby in 2014. Skating in roller derby has been such a taxing thing for me, being tall, dark-skinned, type A, very vocal. And so I've been struggling for pretty much since I joined with feeling comfortable in this community and like feeling safe. And I just realized that it was not a community built for me. That roller derby itself is not a community built for people of color. Colorado roller derby community, their intention is to be inclusive, but that inclusivity kind of stops at the LGBTQ community, and I think it needs to really, really look at how they treat their skaters of color. I want it to be where it doesn't belong to anyone. Anyone can access it and they should feel safe, you know? And the only way I felt like I could do that was to develop a place where BIPOC skaters could skate, and it be BIPOC only, because then at that point it's safe.
I'm Olivia Kayang, and I haven't really decided on my roller derby name yet, because I am new to roller derby. Having this space is a chance to just be free, to be in a place without judgment, to do what feels right to me and not feel like anyone's laughing at me, anyone's degrading me, anyone's judging me by what I look like. I am really grateful that I have a space like this where I can not only learn a new sport, but also be myself.
My name is Tammy, and it's to be determined. I kind of want to have a name that is a positive representation of Chinese culture, because there aren't as many Asians participating in derby. With the rise in Asian hate and just the conflicts that I've experienced in the last couple of years, people were telling me to go back to China, to go home, and just really horrendous things that I was shocked about. And it really hurt me personally, but the Shiners provides a place where I'm safe and accepted. There aren't stereotypes or being objectified, and so it's a tremendous community. And JAMS has created this space for all of us to be able to learn roller derby, play roller derby, and just be ourselves. I'm just thrilled to be a part of the Colorado Shiners and a part of roller derby, and it's so exciting. And I'm hoping that other people who see this, that see me, can relate and be like, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it too.
We come here to skate and to get the accessibility of skating into the BIPOC community here in Colorado, because there's a huge misconception that there are not a lot of BIPOC skaters, and that's not true. They just don't know anything about derby, and derby is very expensive. I know that without this space, there are people that could not afford to play roller derby. There are people that could not literally just have the accessibility to even try on pads, to even go out here and see if it's something that they want to do. So we are trying to bring it to them for free so that they can learn about it, become obsessed with it like everybody does. We have partnered with a local skate shop, and they provide us with pads, and they provide us with heavily discounted gear. We have also partnered with a local company called the Rainbow Dome. They're a skating pop-up event place, and every other month they provide us with donations that allow us to buy gear for our skaters. I have found that people of color want to play roller derby. As much as people like to say that it's difficult to find brown people that want to play derby, it's not. You just have to put in the effort to go into communities that are not built for white people, let them know that this is a resource for them, and we found a way to do it. I know personally without this space, I would not be playing roller derby. I wish that was not the case, because I know that there are hundreds of people of color like me in other places that because they don't have something like this, that they don't skate. And so our community loves you, and you can always come and skate here. It's completely free. There's no commitment. You can come once, never come again, come every 3 months, come once a week, come every time. It's completely accessible. Our goal is to get you out here to just try it. And even if you don't want to play roller derby, we offer free skate lessons too. And we're also here, even if you don't want to learn to skate, we're also just here for vibes, so.
We want to celebrate each other's culture, but I talk a lot about that here in Denver, that we have trauma because of gentrification, and a lot of folks are upset, are hurt, but we need to start that healing in community. And I believe La Raza Park Day is one of those things that can help community heal and bring not just Chicanos here to celebrate our culture, but every Denverite is welcome to this park to go ahead and celebrate La Raza Park Day.
August 21st, 2022, the 4th La Raza Proclamation Cruise Day here at La Raza Park, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. I used to cruise this park back in the early 80s, lowriders back then too. This year is going to be awesome because we worked with intergovernmental agencies to actually shut down the streets, Navajo and Osage and 39th, so lowriders are going to be parked around the outside of the park. Cruising is part of Denver culture, Chicano culture, and it's art. It's our way of expression. La Raza Park Day is all about family, but we want people to feel safe, happy, and that they're enjoying themselves. And it's just a way to go ahead and, end the summer. You'll see a blessing by Grupo Tlaloc, and there's going to be promatoras walking around doing smoke medicine, smudging people with sage. We have the Latin Soul Party DJing. We have b-boys and luchadors and tons of vendors and food trucks.
We're just here to check out the awesome cars, maybe have some good food, and just celebrate the culture.
I'm here to visit the Raza over here and these beautiful rides that they have. The good food that it looks like be tasty. I think just a camaraderie with all the people here.
For me, this is incredibly important to be here for my community because I grew up in this neighborhood, and the Chicano community has worked so hard to change the name.
For our Chicano community, Mexicano community, this is hallowed ground. You know, this is sacred space. You know, you can see the kiosco behind me. This is part of the Chicano rights movement. People have been coming here for a long, long time, and the name change has been long overdue. Community's been advocating for 50 plus years to make that change from Columbus Park to La Raza Park. This will be the actual first La Raza Park Day where the name is changed. So it's another big part of the celebration this Sunday because the name is finally changed.
I think the significance is super important to anybody that's born and raised here in Denver, here on the north side of Denver, and just anybody who has Denver pride, you know, just to bring that culture back and to spread culture in the community and to let people know that our Raza is still here and we're still alive and breathing.
I think this event is important because this is kind of where, in terms of the Chicano movement, how it emerged, representation of that struggle to maintain traditions, culture, and it just brings people together.
This park has been under the community for a really, really long time, and I just want folks just to feel like they belong here and that take ownership and have birthdays here and celebrations like that, because I mean it's theirs, it's their park and they should be here.
My favorite part of the event, the traditional Mexica Danzante, you know, like Grupo Tlaloc has been, they're a staple in community, in ceremony. A lot of folks look at it because they're not aware that, you know, what they're doing is sacred dance. It looks beautiful, you know what I mean? Yes, it's entertaining, but that's our medicine. That's the way we heal our community and a way that we express ourselves. And that's like one other thing out here at La Raza Park Day. We're not only bringing you entertainment, like we're bringing you medicine. And then there's also going to be Servicios Tal Raza is going to be here. They're going to be helping people with wraparound services, or, you know, there's always somebody that's in need of help in that, whether that be mental health services or somebody needing to apply for food benefits or whatnot. There's a lot of different things that are here, not just entertainment, there's resources. What I want folks to walk away with from La Raza Park Day is seeing Chicano culture. We're still here in community. We're still celebrating our culture. We want to share that. We want to share our food.
To see the Chicano culture come and remember what we've done socially and politically in this community, like, it just feels good. It's a happy day. It's always a happy day at La Raza Park.
Family, friends, good times, and lowriders. Lowriders.
August 12th is National Vinyl Record Day, a day to honor the art behind the music, collecting, and recording. Twist and Shout owner Patrick Brown took time to share his passion for the store, records, and to speak about the shopping trends he sees from Denver residents.
I grew up here in Denver from first grade on, went to DPS the whole time. Once I graduated, I went to NYU Film and Television. As soon as I moved back, I got some menial jobs, and then I started working at Twist and Shout in June of 1992, and I have worked there ever since. And I purchased the store from the previous owners, Paul and Jill Epstein, in March of this year. Paul and Jill were school teachers at Smoky Hill High, both English teachers, and they decided they wanted to do something else, and they purchased the former Underground Records, which dates back to the 60s, and they opened Twist and Shout in a much smaller space on South Pearl Street. And in '95, we moved to a much larger space on Alameda and Logan and opened a satellite store just for vinyl. And then we kind of outgrew that space. And in 2006, we moved here to Colfax and brought everything under one roof, and things have just kept going, you know. In terms of the longevity of the store, you know, one of the things that's been the hallmark of what we do is just stay on top of the trends in the market and having a really diverse cross-section of what people are interested in, as long as it's, you know, music-centric and pop culture-centric, the things that bring people down to a record store. A lot of people have this misconception that vinyl went away, and it never really did. It just moved, it's shifted the demographic the same way Twist and Shout has. You know, it used to be everybody bought vinyl, CDs came on, and that's right where Twist and Shout started, is when CDs were rising. So that was our primary thing, and we had vinyl squirreled away in bins underneath our CD racks. But by 2010, vinyl was starting to really rise and be a significant part of our sales here. And it ended up eclipsing CDs as they fell off and people started moving to streaming. But people who wanted a physical thing to put their hands on and a physical experience, you know, really have just favored vinyl. And that demographic has shifted, you know, from the older collectors to the DJs to kind of everybody. And, you know, a lot of people want to attribute that to nostalgia, but that's not it. There are people buying older collectible records that they remember from their youth, and they beat up their copy, so they want a cleaner one now. But there's new stuff being reissued. Everything new comes out on vinyl. Some of it doesn't even come out on CD. It comes out on vinyl only. It's the format right now that everyone is getting. Every genre is represented. Classical records are being pressed again. I mean, it's kind of overwhelming. You'll see a lot of things tagged that say 180 gram vinyl. It's a heavier quality. It gives you a little deeper groove and a better sound. And that's generally the standard of what constitutes quality vinyl. But if you get a lighter record than that, it's still gonna sound good. You know, vinyl artwork is another thing that people really key in on when they're buying records. I pulled a couple records here. When artists want to do a gatefold, this is a fairly innocuous cover, but with the gatefold, you have one of the more famous things in the middle. And there's, you know, this is just fun to look at. There's a lot of detail there. It makes you hungry. You know, there's just a lot of fun with this record, which again, ZZ Top's Tres Hombres. But even in more modern records, not even the old school ones, you have something like this Juice WRLD album, and he passed away recently, so when his label put this together, they did this really gorgeous inner with, you know, lovely artwork and a real honorarium, a tribute to him in here. And this is just the kind of thing, you know, being able to look at this, it's a beautiful sentiment, you know, it's a lovely interior. It's just something you can't replicate digitally. We always have people asking if we get the Beatles' famous Butcher cover album, Yesterday and Today, where they did a cover with meat and pictures of babies, and then their label said, no, we're not putting this out, and they slapped a much more innocuous sticker over it to cover that up. Because it's the Beatles, you know, they pressed a lot of it, and it's probably the most famous collectible record, but it still fetches anywhere from $200 or $150. One in pristine condition can go easily over $1,000. Our website, you can also get anything. You can either pre-order things that are coming out soon, you can order stuff that's in stock, or there are things that are not in stock but that we can order for you if you place an order through the website, and then just there'll be a shop tab there and you can just dive right in and start ordering. Used stuff is not on the site. You kind of have to come down or give us a call for that, and you can call us anytime. But other than that, you know, you can find a lot of access on our site, and even more if you come down or just give us a holler at the store, and we'll be happy to help you.
I think it's important to have interpreters at concerts, and because deaf and hard of hearing people like music too, and they have the right to have access to the same shows as hearing people. My name is Rob Kirk, and this is my wife, Marcia. I was born hearing, and I got sick when I was a baby, and I lost 90% of my hearing. So I wear hearing aids and I use sign language. Growing up, I didn't really enjoy going to concerts because I couldn't hear the sounds as well, and I couldn't hear the vocals. So it wasn't fun for me. My old hearing aids had old technology, and it's hard to describe to people how the sound and music is like it's a chunk of sound that comes to your ears, but you can't tell the difference between a guitar. You don't know what's the piano, what's the drum. It's just like one big chunk of sound. Around 2016, my friend told me there's a band that had an interpreter, and so I was really excited because I'd never seen an interpreter at a concert before. So we went to Red Rocks, and it was the first time I saw a performance with an interpreter, and it was just a really incredible experience because I've never had that access before.
My name's Amber Whalen, and I'm the owner of Flow Interpreting. Flow Interpreting was set up in 2016. We specialize in performance interpreting, specifically meaning concerts and plays. I grew up loving music, going to a bunch of rock and roll concerts, punk rock when I was younger, rap shows, and I thought about it, and I knew deaf clients were coming up here, and I wanted to give them the best service possible. So as a person who loves music and loves interpreting, that's why I started it. During the show, how we go ahead and deliver the lyrics and perform is we ask who the client is before we even come to the show. That'll tell you if they are pure American Sign Language, which is kind of backwards from English, or if they want straight English, word, 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 just keeping up with the artist. To prepare, we download all of the lyrics on an iPad. We do study them, but we have that for reference in front of us in case we need it. Aligned to sound. We have in-ears for clarity, for lyrics, and then we always have a light on us illuminating our hands. When we get here, we'll meet with the deaf client, make sure we know their sign style if we don't know them, and then go from there. I think the most important thing is knowing it's not about us. So a lot of my clients, they're here for the rap show. They're here for Christian rock. Like I said, they're here for rock and roll or a country musician I've never heard of. I poke around with the people who contract with me, see if you already know the music and if you're comfortable doing it, and then they come on out. So that's the repertoire I have with my clients, is to let them know I'm gonna get somebody who's gonna match what you want, and if not, I'm gonna try my darndest to study it as much as I can. I believe that ASL services are important to be offered anywhere, but specifically for music, because of that community feeling. So the biggest question I get is, why do deaf people go to concerts? I think that we all go to concerts, A, because we love the band, but B, there is a community there, and you get that vibe, that feeling of just being with other people who love the same thing you love. So that's why I think it's most important. Red Rocks is like a church for people who love music. They come here from all over the country. So.
The first time I went to a concert with an interpreter, it was really amazing because I could share the experience with friends. And I have a lot of friends who enjoy music and go to concerts. So now I can share that moment with them. So since 2016, I've gone to many, many shows, probably 50 to 75 shows a year.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. If we wasn't an interpreter, we wouldn't probably go to the show because it's not, it's enjoyable and we want to enjoy the full experience.
I'm really grateful that we can enjoy music together. I also love that I get to meet people in the community through Rob and share that experience with them.
And it's really neat because it's so new that not many deaf and hard of hearing people are aware they have access through interpreters. And so hopefully, more and more people have been exposed by it, and they could tell their friends or tell their family, maybe they have deaf or hard of hearing friends and family, and say, hey, you could come to the concert and we can share a show together. They have interpreters, and everyone has access to it. So I think it's really neat that hearing people are getting exposed to it, and deaf and hard of hearing people have more access. Any venue you go to, you should request an interpreter, and you'd be surprised that they will provide an interpreter, and you will really enjoy the experience more. And you might even meet other deaf and hard of hearing people, and maybe make some new friends, and maybe you'll want to go more and more shows if you know they have interpreters, because that really opens up a lot of opportunities.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page for these stories and more. And stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver. Thanks for watching, Denver.